Day 10. Cool. 8th of the astral moon. This is like great background. You know, like those, what is it? You know, like those audios, like, or like the rain ambiance? Imagine just like 6 hours of that. Of just this right here. Hey, innkeeper. Hello. It's been a while since I've seen you around. A whole week to be exact. You already missed me. Little. Cute. I got my hands on a job all the way over in Diria. Seems like something relatively easy, but well paid. Or like something too good to be true. Not this time. Apparently the farmer just wanted to be done quickly, so she offered a higher than average rate. Sounds like easy money. Yeah, I wish. You know, I think I could use a drink first. Something that'll bring back my usual speed and agility. I feel like this job drained me all of my energy. Only if I get to hear the rest of the story. Sounds like a good deal to me. Swift strike it is. I need to find a cup that looks like this. Or find some kind of like ceramic artist and be like, hey, can you make me these glasses? And just be like, commission a whole set of Tavern Talk glasses. Good morning, warrior sage. Let's hope this suits your taste. Your drinks never disappoint. Glad to hear. I can definitely feel my senses coming back to me. I made you a drink. Now it's your turn. Tell me about your latest job. Fine. Deal's a deal. Told you the client's a farmer, right? There's a large flock of two-headed sheep. Apparently, that darn starfall damaged their barn and damaged their barn, and they somehow managed to break out of the enclosure. Didn't think they were that clever, honestly. Must be the two brains. Probably. Anyways, they got out right before their shearing appointment, and of course the farmer needed to get them back in time. Especially considering the rumors surrounding Diria at the moment. It seems to be a dangerous place nowadays. Apparently, an unusual amount of cattle have been going missing these last few weeks. So, local folks have been keeping a closer eye on their locks and fences. Of course, the farmer wanted her sheep to be safe, so she hired someone to bring her animals back. That someone being you. Obviously. I thought to myself, I'm a monster hunter. Handling animals is basically my job. I can't say a monster hunter is rather known for, well, hunting instead of handling. That was exactly my issue. Do you know how stubborn two-headed sheep are? Let me guess. They're twice as stubborn as a one-headed sheep? You got it. They're impossible to get moving, impossible to startle. One head must be eating while the other one is always watching you. But you did it, right? I suspect you wouldn't be here if you hadn't finished the job. You're absolutely correct. I was at my wit's end. Imagine having fought hundreds, if not thousands of beasts. And some sheep are the one enemy you can't win against. That sounds like an incredibly humbling experience. It was. Trust me. But, luckily I got some help. Another adventurer saw me struggling and offered her assistance and knowledge. Or should I say, a retired adventurer. Oh? Yeah, she was very insistent on that label. Some kind of astral finfolk. Must have lost her arm a while ago. Oh no. Back to the sheep. She told me there's apparently one thing that gets their full attention. Got any guesses on what that magical tool might be? I have no... Clovers! Morning dew clovers, to be precise. They go absolutely feral for them. A few will make them follow every single one of your commands. But as someone with your experience should know that, innkeeper. You two know each other? barely.
Keep your secrets then, oh so mysterious innkeeper.
I wanted to buy her a drink after she helped me out back there. Didn't expect you two to be best friends, honestly.
Best friends?
I think you got that one wrong, Jade.
I'd never befriend someone like him. I have taste.
Well, that was unnecessarily rude of you, Una. You didn't even consider my feelings.
Consider me sorry, Innkeep.
Apology accepted.
Speaking of taste, what about your drinks? I know you've always liked experimenting with potions and other suspicious liquids. Looks like you finally made it, huh?
Indeed. I think I got the hang of it.
Now what you waiting for? Your old rival is waiting for a drink. Preferably one that will restore my energy. Those sheep made my own bones all wobbly and I don't like feeling so weak.
Got you.
Let's see what that old magic has to offer.
Don't worry. He might not look like it, but his drinks were actually really good.
I'll bet.
I'll just take that as a compliment, I suppose. Alright, Una. What are we giving you? Sailor's courage seems perfect. Honestly, I think that fits better than anything else. There we go. Shot of charisma, as Lord knows she needs it. Shot of dexterity, help with the old bones. 2 more shots of this. And 1 more for good luck. Rival, spicy, right? We're getting lore. Has been verbally slain, truly. Oh, wow. Impressed.
Don't get cocky now.
You don't have to be shy. You can just admit I've improved. So, Una, Jade told me you're retired now. Had enough of the adventuring business.
Absolutely. I don't want to have anything to do with that anymore. I've completed enough quests for at least 2 lifetimes.
And yet you decided to help Jade.
Ever had to handle a 2-headed sheep?
Not yet. Lucky you. Lucky indeed.
I just couldn't watch her struggle with those stubborn beasts any longer. But this was a one-time exception.
Did the farmer pay accordingly after your morning dew clover's magic trick? Absolutely. She was so happy she gratefully paid both of us. That's good to hear. She even tipped us with some gems she supposedly found in one of her fields. But I'm a mider. I don't have any use for stones like that.
And since I'm retired, I couldn't care less about material riches.
So we figured we'd give them to you instead. But I wouldn't tell that pretentious blonde dragon priestess if I were you. It was like a blasphemous gift. New infusions! Citrine! We're gonna put in D20s in our drink. I love citrine. Oh, divine gems. A little blasphemous indeed. I think I know just the right way to use them. Thank you. Good job, Warrior Sage. Don't mention it.
Now that we're done here, I can finally go back to crocheting for the rest of my life.
Don't get this hook put in for nothing. Didn't get this hook put in for nothing. Of course, I occasionally gotta rip out some youngsters off while playing cards. I haven't lost a game in at least 4 decades. Una, 68, she, her, arcane engineer, astral seed, neutral good, the Empress. I've been rivals with Una long before the story even began. She was an adventurer back then, but is retired now. Even put a crochet hook onto the stump of her arm, but there are things about her that'll never change. I'm pretty sure she'll never stop stacking that deck, for example. That's remarkable. or impossible for someone who's only playing fair. I think your lucky streak will end with me today. I've never lost a game in at least a decade.
Are you challenging me to a duel?
Absolutely. And whoever loses has to pay for the next round of drinks.
That's the spirit. I like you, bounty hunter. But don't come crying after me after I annihilate you.
You wish. Jada, be on guard. You're worried about me? Cute. I just know for a fact that Una is a master at cheating. I doubt that's changed. A crochet hook? It's true, that's so funny. So you're saying you've lost against her? More than once, yes. Hi Nitro Ninja, welcome and good to see you. Pathetic.
Hey, you talking about me?
Listen, Innkeep, if your opponent is obviously cheating like she was, you can't beat them fair and square. But we'll beat them at cheating. Now, watch how a real master does it. Did they play all night? It's so funny. Good day. I have returned, Innkeeper. Welcome back, Miss Anwar. Welcome. This brave adventurer's name is Clay Moore. He offered unexpected support during my quest. I'm happy to hear that. Thank you so much on behalf of, the world. Yes, of course. The world, Mr. Clay. We don't need to do the whole Mr. thing. Just Clay is alright with me. Otherwise I sound so formal, like, talking to one of those graph people. Oh, you wouldn't want to be one of those. Play it is then. Can I offer you a drink in exchange for the story of how you two met? That would be a fun trade. Right, Tia? I think you would be welcome. I think I would welcome it as well. Then what can I get you? Play, please go ahead. Oh my. You've got a lot of stuff on the menu. How about one of those drinks with, ingredients? You look strong. How about something extra for those muscles? That sounds nice. Let's go with that. 1 minute. Strength it is. Let's give him a sailor's courage. Yeah. Too much of... Oh, too much of... Here you go, Andu. I did too much of it. Enjoy. There we go. There we go. That's better. That's better. Ding. Try this. I think it might knock your socks right off. This tastes strong and magic-y. My socks are still on. Still, I love it. I'll have to remember this for next time. What's it called? Don't worry, I'll remember it for you. Thank you. Now, Miss Anwar, what would you like? I need some of that liquid vigilance. Even in here, it's important to stay on guard. Wouldn't this be the right time to relax? There is no such time. Alright, then I shall aid you on your divine mission of not falling asleep standing. Let's give her the first snow. Do a little bit of something. Let's see. Doesn't look like any infusion would be super proper here. Well, maybe... Yeah, maybe the honey. The honey flowers look good. Oh, we do have citrine. Oh, that feels wrong to give her the citrine. Maybe we don't do that. Maybe we don't do that. We won't do that. We won't do that. We won't do that. One of these. One of these. Yay. Feed the egg. Some liquid vigilance diluted with some delicious secret ingredients. Enjoy. I could do with something less diluted, but you're right. It's delicious. Happy to hear that. Do we get to tell the story now? Please go ahead. You think I should start with the seashells? No, I think some exposition is in order first. As you already know, Innkeeper, I planned to start my investigation right here in Zenith, specifically at the local Gaia temple. So I've been told. Mostly about that wobbling ooze. Ah, yes, that was certainly something. Unfortunately, besides their fascinating personal secrets, they had nothing of value to share with me. But, fortunately, thanks to your rumors, I was not entirely without a lead. The wizard's prophecy led me to Dalwell, or should I say the Abandoned Isle, or Fairweather. The name changes depending on who you ask. I didn't know that many names. I always just called it Kelpie Island. Why? Was it shaped like one? Probably the smartest approach. Kelpie Island, or Fairweather, its name means very little to me. Its local settlement of Fae was much more relevant. They built everything into a giant sequoia that holds their portal to Avalon. Their portal is in the tree. Yes, it's right in its center. They call it the Horizon Tree. It's beautiful. The Fae themselves were moderately helpful. It was difficult to get them to focus on the severity of the situation. And I was pretty sure they were preparing some sort of morbid ritual with the acorns that they were stringing up between rose bushes in asymmetrical shapes. Oh, I always thought these were art projects. Common misconception. Sounds more like they were preparing to charge them with astral moonlight. For what? If you freeze them, they make for good ice cubes. You participate in such practices. Not at the moment. I'm just not going to question that. Eventually, I got them to sit long enough to ask them about any strange occurrences around their settlement. Did they understand your definition of strange? After some explanation, they told me about how just recently an astral humpback whale had rampaged through one of their nearby scouting camps, just 2 days before the stars fell. They said it seemed like it was running from something and that it was full of seething fury. They also claimed it to be a good sign because it promised adventure. Seems like an understatement. Majorly. I mean, it did end up in some kind of adventure. Investigating disaster is not an adventure. It is a necessity of dire circumstance. I had fun. That makes two of us. It certainly was a sign of something being awry, and I was determined to get to the bottom of it. So, naturally, I made my way to nearby Carapace Beach, prepared a celestial summoning ritual under the young astral moon. For the humpback whale, I suppose. What else would I be summoning? I thought maybe you wanted to ask Cassiopeia for her input. You out of your mind? The Realm Keepers have sworn a divine oath of neutrality that prevents them from directly interfering with the simple world of us mortals. The full might of their powers would disrupt the delicate balance of their cosmic design. Right. Sorry. Slipped my mind. You are forgiven. As I was preparing the ritual, readying myself to confront the troublemaker, I suddenly found myself being interrupted by a strange request. That was me. I asked her if she needed any more seashells. Did she? I did, actually. Carrying dragon head tritons and flimmering limpet shells can heighten the dual aspect of the celestial twins, therefore making the connection to the astral sea more stable. Obviously. I hadn't managed to find a limpet shell, and one happened to be among his offerings. I honestly thought she was just decorating the beach and that she could do with more color. You weren't wrong in a way. Sadly, the shells burned up during the ritual. Singed Tia's hands too. Just a little. Fortunately, I possess spectacular healing capabilities. Fortunate indeed. Were you collecting seashells for beach decorating or for your very own ritual clay? Oh, I was collecting them for my friends. At this time of the year, Kelpie Island is full of all kinds of sparkling, floating animals from the astral sea. And they love munching on seashells. You encounter these creatures a lot? Try to. Oh, very nice. Clay can talk to animals. God's blessings rest upon him. You're full of surprises. Thank you. Though I'm not always sure they like talking to me. I tend to disappear sooner or later. Sometimes they come back, but often they don't. I think maybe I accidentally say things that upset them without realizing it, and they think I mean to hurt them. I hate them when it happens. I mean, they just disappear like they were never there. Yeah, like they moved to a different, quieter beach. Or like they returned to the astral sea. I feel like they would tell me if they went back home. Not necessarily. Many Australian creatures can traverse the plains at will, but they don't always have control over when they return. On many occasions, the astral currents pull them back home before they're ready. And once you're swept up in them, each subsequent journey out becomes more and more difficult. Or so I've been told. I would guess your friends either went home when you weren't there, or got pulled back before they had a chance to say goodbye. So you're saying the sea swallowed them? Not quite. It just beckoned them home, through a celestial hug of sorts. So that means I can visit them in the astral sea. That would be an incredible undertaking. Traveling between planes is quite hazardous. It is? But echoes are from the primordial sea, and my family has lived there for quite a while, I think. I must have gotten there somehow. They say it was much simpler to traverse between planes once, but for a long time it's been almost impossible without complicated and dangerous rituals. Until recently, the astral sea was the only possible way past through the barriers, and accessing it requires meticulous planning, not to mention the sea tends to come with more risks than rewards. Even your Australian friends who can choose to leave their home plane on a whim get pulled back by the currents eventually. Imagine what would happen if you went in unprepared. But the Fae on Kelpie Island aren't from Gaia either. And they told me they haven't lived there very long. Since the 5 interplanar portals opened up, interplanar travel has become a lot more accessible again. At least when it comes to the dream planes. But even the astral and primordial seas, not to mention are finally open to us again after all these years. It is a true miracle to witness in our lifetimes. So the portals haven't always been there. I didn't know that. Who put them there? Well, that's a very good question. And one that would blow the scope of this conversation beyond its bounds, I would think. You still have to tell me how you summoned that whale. You're right. We're getting off track. As Clay and I talked, he told me about his fascinating friendships with the astral creatures, and his ability to speak with animals as if they share a language. So you asked him for help? Well, he offered his aid. I certainly could have handled it on my own, but you didn't have to. Right. That, obviously. Thank you very much, Clay. Anytime. So, I summoned it. The ritual worked exceptionally well, and it appeared out of the sky in a wave of concerning darkness. Stars used to accompany them. I mean, there was one star. There was. The whale was even bigger than I anticipated, almost as tall as the horizon tree. And in its stomach rested a giant sun, the only star of the night sky whose light had not been extinguished, nestled right in its belly. It sounds beautiful. It was, in a way. The star wasn't the thing I was worried about, though. The whale didn't look at all happy about it being summoned. Instead, it looked like a wounded animal that was one loud noise away from lashing out. And it looked sick. Its translucent skin was grey, like it was frozen with the coldness of the highest mountains or the deepest depths. Its eyes were pale, almost blind, with no warmth within them. I thought for a brief second we must fight this beast before it consumes us and everything in its path. But when I looked over at Clay, I saw a deep understanding in his eyes. Like he wasn't seeing a monster, but a friend. So, I stayed quiet, knowing that whatever he knew outweighed my fear. You knew what it needed, Clay? Not completely. But I knew that look in his eyes. That feeling when you're so scared you get angry. When you want to fight because you're terrified you won't be able to flee. So, I kneeled to show that I didn't mean any harm and held out my last conch shell with my hands. It took a moment to overcome the instinct to mistrust, but then it picked up the shell and gently and it ate it. I saw the conch freeze as it was swallowed. It looked painful. Wanting to comfort the whale, I reached out and carefully put my hands against its cheek. Wanted it to know it wasn't alone. I'm sure it needed that. It did. It was so sad it cried tears of golden dust. Its tears turned to ice before they even hit the ground. It was at that moment I realized its body had been cursed with a potent frostbite. I knew it did not trust me yet, so I did what I previously would not have thought possible. Through a hand on Clay's shoulder and the magic of your drink, I was able to briefly transfer my magic onto Clay, allowing him to cure it of its disease. He kissed it on the forehead and the ice burned away, freeing it from the endless chill. It was quite sweet. It's one lucky whale, and one unusual effect of that infusion. Is that not usually possible? Inspiration is a fickle thing. Such magic is deeply personal and differs from person to person. I always enjoy seeing how others imagine support to look like. Tia's support was very helpful. I'd hope so. Once it was free of its pain, the whale was ready to talk to us. I asked what had happened to it, and it told me about fighting some sort of evil creature on 2 legs. Creature on 2 legs? So humanoid then. We assume. Turns out whales don't care much about our appearances. It cared more about all the things being thrown at it. What a mean way to approach a whale. Apparently it swallowed some kind of stone. I could only remember its black and white color and it tasted horrible. But I thought, I have a strong digestive thing and it's nothing to worry about. Rookie mistake. 2-legged monster just wouldn't stop attacking, so it fled as quickly as it could, trying to find its home. I felt really bad about destroying the camp. I get why. Worst part about being angry is seeing the wreckage you leave behind. Taya, do you ever get angry? No. I am the embodiment of calmness and self-discipline. Where I come from, they call that repression. Luckily, its anger subsided when it's found its way back. It thought it was finally safe, but suddenly this freezing cold began. I don't mind the cold much. I'm from the Highlands. We get a lot of snow in the winter. The kind of cold it was describing sounded awful. Painful and inescapable, like it was freezing from the inside out. Potent frostbite, I mentioned. It seemed to curse to cold and slowly spread throughout its entire body. It tried to keep itself warm by feeding on solar crabs and cosmic squid, but that didn't help much. It just kept getting more scared and angrier and colder, till even its brain was freezing over. It couldn't think of anything other than the cold. So, in its desperation, it ate the hottest thing it could find. A star. A star. A giant one at that. It looked deceptively small contained in its belly. But apparently it was one of the biggest ones the night sky had to offer. East Star. It ate Pharaohs. The guiding star of the Endless Sea. It did. And it helped. It kept its frostbite at bay, even if it did not eradicate it. But as you can imagine, such a massive star disappearing did not have the most desirable effects on the astral sea's delicate balance of gravity. Imagine that. The whale was very confused about what had happened. But it said that all the stars around it suddenly started to fall and spin out of place. They crashed into each other, causing more and more destruction with each passing moment. I didn't understand everything it described, but it sounded bad. To label it as bad would be quite the understatement. The falling stars ripped holes in Cassiopeia's wings. To think that just one hungry creature could break the entire balance of the universe. It was hurt and scared. It should have endured instead of hurting others. It was alone. It didn't know what would happen. It didn't know all that would happen. It didn't. I'm sure it tried its best. It can count itself lucky you were there to help. Indeed. I don't want to imagine the additional chaos it would have caused. I don't care about could-haves. I just care that we were able to help. Did you also manage to free it of the star in its stomach? No. Frostbite may be gone, but that star is a part of it now. It has become the first of its kind. First of a new kind. A sun humpback whale. And probably the last one too, as all the other stars in the astral sea have been snuffed out. I'll never be able to see the night sky again, and in turn that whale must forever live with its guilt nestled in its stomach. You're right. Some things are forever changed now. It's kind of the point of disasters. But perhaps the star doesn't stand for shame, but the pride of its survival. We shouldn't be sad that most are gone, but happy that one managed to make it through. Besides, we may have lost the night sky's starry companions, but we managed to gain 2 new friends. Even the worst of situations can lead you to light sometimes. I like that. We should never be sad about finding new friends. Speaking of friends, on the way back, we ran into this traveling souvenir shop. I bought friendship bracelets for Tia and I, and the little whale charms for them. But she didn't want to wear them just yet, so I'm waiting till she's ready. It's very nice of you. Right, Tia? I'm just a hazard for fights. You could get caught in things. Sure. I'm looking forward to seeing how they look with your armor. Tia also found something for you at the souvenir shop. She said it reminded her of your tavern. And now that I've seen it in person, I agree. Now I'm curious. What is it? Oh, that's a very pretty mosaic. The shopkeeper told us a bit about it. Supposedly, this piece of art represents a new beginning after a hard-fought battle. Kind of like the rise of the sun humpback whale. That's very fitting. Thank you, Tia. So, Tia, aren't you glad Clay was there to help you? Suppose I am. You really are? You are surprisingly competent. Perhaps one might even say I could not have done this entirely without you, if one was to be extreme about it. I think someone like you could do anything alone if you put your mind to it, but that doesn't mean you should have to. I'm always happier when doing difficult things if I have help from other people. Well said, Clay. Stellar teamwork, you two. Keep it up. Will do. Much more importantly, clearly our quest was not successful. What are you talking about? You cured the sun humpback whale, you found out why the stars fell, you even made a new friend. You made new friends. What more could you want? We still haven't the slightest idea who caused all this. An angry humanoid figure? And that is who exactly? Well, we can rule out you, me, and the innkeeper. We can rule out you and me. Ouch. No hard feelings. I believe you're innocent, but sometimes evil hides in plain sight. One must not be led astray. I understand. Paranoia is a hard habit to break. Clearly, someone orchestrated this. It seems too random and methodical to have been an accidental side effect. Must find out what hides in the darkness. If something like this happens again, it could end in a calamity the likes of which we have never seen before.
Don't worry too much about it, girlie. It's just kind of how oblivions are around here.
I wouldn't call this just another oblivion. How often have you seen the stars fall from the sky?
0 times. I was asleep when it happened, and now it's over, there go my chances of ever witnessing a supreme meteor shower.
You should not wish to witness such horrors.
Eh? Some horrors are fun to look at. Hey, listen, love, when I was your age, I used to worry about stuff like this all the time. This weirdo over here did too. We all did at one time or another. But I know from experience that making such a fuss about it won't get you anywhere. These bite-sized calamities are part of the natural order of things. From chaos to balance to chaos and back to balance, everything just switches around in a never-ending cycle. Sure, it's good to keep an eye out, but you don't have to give yourself an aneurysm over it. Just pick up a quest if it worries you and follow the natural flow of the universe.
Hi, Kitty Rose. Welcome in.
That way, if you're lucky, you'll end up retired like me.
Such a leisurely attitude only leads to failure.
And even then, someone is always going to save the world in the end.
And that someone is going to be me.
Oh, the youth. Anyway, old enemy got another drink for me. I'm running dry.
Anytime, Una. Are you still running low on energy? How about another strong one?
You got it.
We'll give her a Southern Brawler. Egg tax. Boink. Something strong for the most strong-headed lady I know.
Weird way to admit you've lost every argument against me. But this drink is splendid. I'll give you that. See, with one of these, your worries will be washed away with flavor. Good or bad. Depends on the day.
Find your apathy borders on tragedy.
And I find your hero complex unsustainable. Remember, kiddo, don't build those statues for folks who are alive.
Who cares about statues? My purpose is my purpose my purpose is my purpose. I don't care who immortalizes me.
No one's purpose is to die, girl.
Life is much more meaningful than that.
Anyway, my purpose is winning at cards right now. Good luck with your delusions.
I apologize on her behalf. It's fine. Hiya? Are you dying? No. She was speaking purely hypothetical. She was purely speaking in the hypothetical. I'm not sure what that means, but it doesn't sound like it could damage your armor. But, you know, maybe we should listen to her voice. At least a little bit. My granny always says, with age comes the priceless wisdom of mistakes. I think your grandma's advice would be much more helpful than whatever a failed hero has to say. You think retirement is failure? One's post should never be abandoned. If you can still serve this world, you should. Not sure if that's bleak or inspiring. The latter. She was right about one thing, though. The past is full of terrible disasters that were prevented, which means that this one, too, could have been attempted before, if not very successfully. Knowledge of something so vile must be scarce and well guarded, maybe even abandoned. I've never come across anything like this anywhere in the Aperture's library. Granted, the Aperture has only been standing for a little over 2 decades, no? This library can't be that vast. many of the Order's books were relocated to the new stronghold. But I do believe that we don't currently harbor the knowledge I seek. For that, other avenues must be explored. What are you considering? We could ask everyone we come across until we find someone who knows something. Good idea. But that would take far too long. I think we should look for the Everbloom archives. Is that a book club? An ancient one. Everbloom was one of the great 7 Maiden archives. Was it Maiden? The Gaian one, to be specific. Legend has it there used to be one on each plane, even to it, the plane of the dead. They were once filled with all the knowledge of the cosmos and grew in size every day thanks to their fearless archivist. But then they fell to an unknown foe and have been lost to time ever since. I believe one of them could hold the answers we seek. Innkeeper, do you perhaps know where to find this archive? Nope. Not much of a librarian, unfortunately. Disappointing. But you could keep an eye out for it, right? You could ask all the scholarly people that pass through here. Of course, I can do that. Perhaps you could start by asking the bounty hunter once she's done gambling all her money away. You could ask her yourself. I would rather not. I'll take that terrible task off your hands then. Wonderful. You won't need more than a day to take care of this, all right? I could do with a little more time. Nonsense. We don't have any more time. We don't have more time. I need your full commitment on this, Innkeeper. This is very short notice, as are disasters typically. Hence the vigilance. I shall return to a fully prepared quest tomorrow morning. Okay. In the meantime, you should rest. Don't be ridiculous. I have things to do. People to help, prayers to consult. Una was right. Una was right. A good night's sleep would do wonders for you. I could even offer you some coupons to a beautiful swamp spa. Fine. I'll take 1. Or 2. Though they won't be put to much use. If I rest now, who will this world have faith in? I shall see you tomorrow. It's always nice to see burnout happening in real time. Don't worry, I'll go with her and make her some soup. Soup always helps me when I have a big headache, and it looked like she has a big one. Do you want some soup as well? Yes, please. I'll bring some by tomorrow. Do you have any allergies? No. Thank you, Clay. Anytime, then the recipe will be a surprise. Have a superb day. I'll take some of these coupons too. Wonderful. Talking through everything really helped. Thank you. Good to hear that. I hope you held on to those seashells. Catching up with some astral friends might make you feel a little better. Actually, I was thinking I could use the seashells to make some friendship bracelets for Tia and I. Carve them into stars. I think that sometimes you have to make something beautiful out of the things that hurt you. Otherwise, you're left with anger that has nowhere to go. You like being angry? No, I don't. Me neither. But we all get angry sometimes. It's not the most fun, but it's important. Never getting angry doesn't solve anything either. It just makes you smaller and smaller until people no longer see you as someone they need to think about. At least they're not scared of you. Anger doesn't make you any more of a monster than silence makes you a saint. Psyche, you have a great night. I'm sure it's very, very late for you all. But thank you for being here. Take care of yourself. Get some good sleep. Get some good rest. Be a whole person, Clay. Don't be scared of who that is. We'll try, Innkeeper. Thank you. I hope you find a way back to yourself too. Thank you, Clay. Me too.
Up in the evening to ya.
Welcome to my tavern.
Oh, Do my magical eyes see? New faces, new acquaintances. With whom do I have the pleasure today? No way. A speaking skeleton. I haven't seen one of those in a long while. Hello there. How incredibly rude of me to leave out introductions. My name is Scully. And he's so polite as well. You can call me Una, Mr. Scully. That one over here is my friend Jade. A fellow Mida, but with more skin left. Which isn't immensely difficult, I suppose. Need to put myself over here so you can see his face. Which isn't immensely difficult, I suppose. Glad to make your acquaintance, Una, and her friend Jade.
Jade, it's a beautiful necklace you have there. Something about it looks really familiar. Don't you think, Scully? I have no clue what you're talking about.
Reminds me of Scully in a way. When was the last time you were digging around graves?
Never. I think your senses might be deteriorating with age. Just like your ability to win while cheating.
Don't get smart with me now. Asteria's worst beast tamer.
Oh, the wonders of friendship. You two seem to get along so well.
Oh, absolutely.
I think I should be going now. I still have work to do.
What a coincidence. I happen to want to say the exact same thing. But wouldn't it be rude of us to leave that distinguished gentleman all by himself? I think one of us should definitely stay a little longer. Isn't it cool that both of you have bones made of shimmering gemstones?
That is true. I haven't seen another Mida since I woke up. And it was so anywhere between 2 weeks and 2 centuries ago.
See, it's a match already. Would be a shame if two of you were to become friends. Anyways, see ya.
That was... Indeed. I guess a woman of her age knows what she wants.
Good mythical morning.
It's well past sunset, Hex. Yeah, that may be true, but still, it's morning somewhere, I know.
You got it.
But today, I'm not here to talk with you about primordial magic. Today, we're going to celebrate my sister. Greetings, everyone. Come on in.
Pleased to meet you. My name's Scully.
Jade. You can call me Hex, and this is Grace, my little sister. Yes, I know she's taller than me. You can keep it to yourselves. We're here to celebrate, not to roast, though some fire might be fun. No fireballs inside Hexagon. If you insist, a fireless party it is.
My bones are aching for a party. I haven't attended one that feels like an eternity.
What's the occasion? My wonderfully talented sister successfully defended her wizard doctoral thesis just today. She can now call herself an actual, full-blown selenite witch. It's not that special, honestly. I beg to differ. It's a majorly big deal. Congrats.
I must congratulate you as well. Quite an outstanding achievement indeed.
You're very sweet. Thank you. Well, I have to agree with everyone. You should be proud of yourself. How about a drink on the house to celebrate your graduation? Hex already told me that you're a real magical connoisseur. I would love to taste one of your creations and keep it. But I don't know what to pick. Could you recommend something to me? Of course. How about a drink for your wits? Your brains must be tired after debating your professors all day. That sounds lovely. My brain could use a little pick-me-up. Coming right up. Let's do something... Well, let's see. What do I have full intellect? Oh, yes. The Peak Sunrise. I like that one. We'll do the Peak Sunrise. A little bit more intelligence. A little bit of charisma. And then boop. Drink up, Ando. Ding. Good morning, Vietnam. When Hex says good morning, right? My, this is delightful. See, told you. He definitely knows his craft. Say, innkeeper, do you have a PhD in mixology by any chance? Last time I checked, no. But I do have a lot of experience. Took me a while to get the hang of it. I can tell. Drinks are really tasty. I could easily go for another round of debating right now. Is anyone else up for a drink? Nah, not yet. I'm still energized from earlier. Scully, Hex, what about you two? I'm good. Don't want to steal the show today. I would love a refreshment for these old bones, actually. Perhaps something that'll bring back the charm of the old days. At your service. How about Spoken Heart? Egg tax. Ding. Boink. Here you go. A drink for the charming gentleman. A lovely taste. It warms my bones inside and out. Should I be worried? Maybe it's an undead thing. Well, theoretically, it would be possible for a magical drink to warm one's bones. You just need you and your wild dreams, Hexy. Maybe leave those experiments to someone with an actual laboratory for once. Oh, that talking about studying and degrees brings me back to so many old memories. I also was a scholar once. I spent my life as an archivist at the Gaian Everbloom Archives, to be precise, before my, well, supposedly eternal slumber. I've read a lot about the old archivists, but I've never had the chance to talk to one. Well, obviously they're all dead. All of them? Yes, the archives were destroyed ages ago. They're mostly a myth now. Oh. It's quite sad. A lot of knowledge must have been lost with them. Guess so. If you wouldn't mind, Scully, I'd love to hear more about them. Maybe we can revive some of that old knowledge. It would be my pleasure. But sadly, I cannot remember much of my research. All those years below ground and without sunlight don't seem to have been good for my memory. It's been a few centuries since I've been alive, so I'm not even sure where one would find the archives nowadays. Or their ruins, rather. Do you remember the environment surrounding them? Maybe that could help. Little, I believe. I might have even woken up close by. My early memories as a skeleton are quite hazy. During my lifetime, the archives were located deep underground. Gaia's lively blessings were juxtaposed with a hostile and lifeless mountain range. They were surrounded by nothing but rocks and boulders, as sharp as talons and fangs. Even if you made it out of the mountains, you'd be greeted by either dry steppes or a poisonous lake. The liquid in that lake could singe the meat right off your bones. I knew someone that fell into that lake. I remember it as if it were yesterday. Oh. Well, that sounds like not the best place to hold an important archive stronghold. Wouldn't necessarily agree. They say the books and scrolls of the Maiden archives contain all the mysteries of our worlds and the realms that surround us. Of course, you have to protect that knowledge. Would be a shame if someone... Anyways. I think I know the place Scully's talking about. Oh? Sounds like the Gravel Mac. Sharp rocks next to a poisonous lake. There's no way a location like that exists twice. On this plane, at least. Or else I would have heard of it. I wouldn't recommend going there. I bet it's exceptionally dusty after all these years. But think about all those hidden treasures. Knowledge left untouched for millennia? Sounds a little too ambitious, even for you. Fine. Your delicate wizard sensibilities wouldn't last a day in the gravel mac anyway. Oh, and you would? Who can say? Anyway, I gotta go now. Shared enough secrets of the trade today already. Thank you for your reluctant service. What a lovely young lady. She would have made for a great archivist. And a grumpy one. I'm sure she just had a long day. As I have, honestly. I'm very tired. I'm absolutely sure of that. You should be proud of yourself nonetheless. You seem like the kind of person to downplay your achievements. And getting your PhD really isn't something small or insignificant. It's nothing really. Spent a lot of time researching. Defending my thesis was a mere formality. Scully's and my point still stands. And I'm sure your brother would agree with us. Absolutely. You're all very kind. I really appreciate it. How about we call it a day? It's already getting late. Splendid idea. As I would expect from a witch like you. Seems fair. I hope you enjoy the rest of your evening, innkeeper. I will. Theo, practically. Let's see. Looks like we have some new pieces to put together. Yoink. Raiders of the Lost Archives. The Lost Maiden Everbloom Archives are said to offer infinite knowledge to anyone with unanswered questions. Its ruins lie deep within the Gravelmac, a dangerous and lifeless mountain range that even seasoned adventurers try to avoid. If it wasn't enough, the mountains are also said to be haunted by nightmarish bleak stalkers. Let's just hope they don't find abandoned archives cozy and inviting. The dripping on his bones. Yeah, I can tell that he likes his drink. Alrighty, let's get to day 11. This will be the last day we do today. We've been going for about 7.5 hours. It might push into 8. Ah, it's so good though. Chapter 11. Trouble in Paradise. 9th of the astral moon. Myself back over here. And at the end of this, we'll do one more giveaway. Clay. Oh, they took a quest. Good morning. Good morning, Clay. Did you sleep well? I did. It took ages for you to fall asleep. I was too excited about it, thinking about our adventure. I slept really well. Happy to hear that. Tia, did you sleep? She passed out right after she got some soup. I hoped that Lady Cassiopeia would send me signs for my divine mission in my dreams. Did she? I don't remember. Sounds like you slept well then. Anyhow, I see you had time to prepare the quest. Wonderful. Let's get started. Let's take this one step at a time. Clay. I was looking forward to some soup. Well, I hope you like lentils. Left some with your purple friend and told him to keep an eye on it. Well, I hope Andu enjoyed that soup. Thank you for feeding my familiar, Clay. Of course. Did you two enjoy your soup? Very much. Clay is quite the talented chef, even though eating it did make me very tired. And Tia is a very good cooking companion. It took a while to make, so we had a lot of time to talk. It was nice. What did you talk about? Friendship bracelets, I hope? Not quite. Many things. Like I thought it would be fun to make her niece one of my little dolls my granny taught me to make. The ones with the flower dresses and mini axes. I don't have any siblings or cousins, but Tia said she's gonna make little star lamps for my parents' garden. Is that so? He offered to cook for my family, and I can't offer to cook for his. My cooking skills are unimportant to my destiny. But I thought if I were to visit, it would be appropriate to bring some sort of thank you gift. Who wouldn't want some stars in their garden, especially now? That sounds lovely. Have you ever visited the Highlands before? No, not thus far, though I have always wanted to. Our snow dragon building competitions are famous. I've never heard of those. Oh. But they do sound intriguing. When I was young, one of my favorite stories the Elysian told me was that of the ever-burning flame. It is said to have been a gift from Leviathan to the first mortals. Along with it, he bestowed the power of the elemental manipulation upon his chosen. I vaguely recall there being another version where one of his guardians stole the flame from him instead. Blasphemous heresy is all that is. We should be thankful for the gifts he has given us. I always wanted to pay my respects to the flame, and it just happens to still be burning in the ancient temple in the Highlands, keeping the hope of Assyria alive for eternity. So, I'm looking forward to seeing it in person sooner rather than later, with a local guide no less. I've never visited it before either, but once I went to the Autumn Glow Festival in Varika. You can see the temple from there. The Autumn Glow Festival. What's that about? I'm sure he can tell you about it another time. Please, let's get back to the quest. One more question. Fine, one more. What's your favorite color? Are you serious? Who cares about such trivialities? I do. Me too. Fine, I shall indulge you both. It's turquoise. Interesting. I thought it would be purple. No, purple is a beautiful color. The color of my order, in fact, but turquoise is warming and beautiful. Exactly that. You should wear more turquoise then. Wearing your favorite color is like free happiness. Such things do not matter to me. Representing my order is much more important. You say so. Clay, what's your favorite color? Orange. Color of friendship. Good choice. Now, the quest. Of course. Would you like me to dye it turquoise? No. So I'm assuming you're going together? Unfortunately. I was going to go alone, but Clay insisted on coming along. Why is that unfortunate? It's a very dangerous quest, and he has not practiced in the ways of a divine warrior. Could you imagine if he tried to befriend some bleak stalkers? That'd make for a fun story, I think. But, if you really want to do this alone, you could just go by yourself. Who would make her soup, then? Exactly. That makes sense. Plus, I need to meet these bleak stalkers. I've never seen any before and can't wait to find out what they like to eat. You. They like to eat you. Only if they're hungry. Could you at least try to be reasonable? I am! Local creatures can be very helpful. I know they can be dangerous too. Of course, it's important to have your guard up so you can defend yourself if you're scared. Generally, if you approach anything non-violently, they'll like you more. Maybe the innkeeper can give us some extra charisma too, so we can convince them to help us out. I could offer you some honey flowers as well. It can be very inspiring, even to bleak stalkers. I think so, at least. I never tested one out, exactly. We could test it for you. Nonsense. We need to head into this knowing we'll have to fight our way through. The name Bleak Stalkers doesn't exactly inspire confidence in their hospitality. Not to mention, there could very well be many more dangerous monsters roaming the abandoned Everbloom. We need to refresh our strength and hope that our mortal weapons will be enough to damage them. If that's of concern, I could offer you some citrine. It's infused with divine properties that'll bless your weapon strikes. With a little help from the dragons, no creature should be able to withstand you, no matter how bleak. Citrine can only be found deep within the Forbidden Valley. How would you even have access to that? Oh, you know. No, I don't. Anyway, I think both of your strategies could work. Strength and citrine to let you fight your way through any danger in time. The right mix of defense, charisma, and honey flowers might offer a more unconventional solution. Will you help us decide? I don't want to argue. Sure. Charisma it is. Let's do charisma. Let's do this one. Bring up, Ando. Feed the egg. Boink. Still cracking up over Claymore. It's a good name. It's a good name. I would love to hear the story about how you befriending those bleak stalkers. Or at the very least, how their teeth are no match against your armor, or your pecs. Plus, this worked well for you the last time, Tia. Let's hope I'll be lucky again. Fine. Trust your judgment, Innkeeper. Good. You should. Thank you for your help, Innkeeper. Wish I could get going now. Indeed. Wait, why are you in such a hurry? Yesterday I met Fable at the farmer's market, and they helped me pick out the right vegetables for the soup. And then they invited me to their barbecue on the 31st of Cassiopeia. So we need to make it back in time for that. You can always leave early if it takes too long. And what about you? What about me? You're also coming. Have to work. You also have to eat. Saving the world is bound to make you hungry. And you might even have fun, who knows? I will consider it. Let's hurry then. Yes. Innkeeper, you let Fable know we'll be back in time? Of course. I'll let them know as soon as they grace my tavern with their presence again. Oh yeah. Grace should know too. I think she's bringing us famous fortune nuggets. I'll tell her as well. I wish you a successful quest. It shall be so. Good night, K-pop. We'll see ya. Welcome back, Archie. Greetings, adventurer. Hello. Hello, Archie. Good to see you again. It's always a delight to be here. It makes me feel like I'm part of something bigger already. Glad to hear that. Speaking of which, were you able to help those farmers out? Yes. Talking to Fable was truly inspiring. You were so right. The farmers really had no interest in gold or other riches. Someone said I helped them with reconstructing their land, barns and houses with my own 2 hands. I even got some blisters from it. Remnants, my first ever heroic deed. Very exciting and painful. Now that I think about it, do you have a recipe for a drink that could help out with this specific situation? I want to be able to help every single farmer with ease. I want to be able to lift the heaviest logs and steel myself for the most stubborn splinters. You're right. A drink like that is still missing from my recipe book. Let me think of something. Thank you dearly. Steel tonic. Interesting. When I was making my way to your tavern, I walked past an astounding duo of adventurers. A stunning seraph and a massive half-giant. They were so utterly impressive. And I aspire to be like them someday. So proud of him. He did good work. It feels like I'm in a book. Like I delved headfirst into one of those stories on my bookshelf. Magic and adventures surrounding me with every step. And unknown lurking dangers in the shadows. It's all so exciting. But now I'm just daydreaming. Originally, I came here seeking one of your magical drinks. Of course. What would you like? Preferably something that'll help me defend myself from devious dangers, like splinters in my hands. The drink I had last time did. Well, I assume it did something, but those splinters were a real nuisance, I tell you what. Got you, don't worry. We could try out this new recipe. Steel tonic. The steel tonic running through your veins, you can become the buff party tank of your dreams. Its cooling qualities mixed with a surprisingly spicy aroma boosts your vitality to new heights and leaves you impenetrable to damage. That is, if they think they are even fast enough to hit you. I'm gonna put a spicy pepper in here. Ooh. Shot of strength. A little bit of dexterity. Steel tonic. Successfully created. Ding. Good night, Ren the kitty. Sleep well. Protection against your arch nemesis, splinters. Here you go. I can already feel my skin getting tougher. Hoping people grow calluses is my secret party trick. Maybe I should bring my friend here someday. Your drink mixing magic is quite peculiar, really. Oh? Your friend? Is he from Windemore as well? That is correct. I've known him since we were kids. Mostly due to our parents being similar wealth and influence, I think we were kind of chosen to be friends. We decided to write each other a letter when he's not here in Zenith. He's actually kind of in a dire situation right now. You see, he's a diplomat, deeply involved with the whole Diria mainland negotiations. Due to him nearly getting kidnapped during his last business trip to Diria, he decided to fire his entire personal security crew. If you ask me, his reaction was a little over the top. But I don't interfere with his decision, so... Now he doesn't have any bodyguards. I would like to help him. But, honestly, I have no clue what he should do. He definitely doesn't need my money, but just like the farmers did it, he's got more than enough as it is. I mean, if you're brave enough, you could volunteer to be his bodyguard. Splendid idea! I like how you think, Innkeeper. But I don't know if I'd be strong enough, even with your magically infused drinks. You might need more protection than I could offer. Well, I still do that thing with the quests. Oh, you're right! I could just hang up a quest on your pinboard. And then some brave adventurers will offer to help us out. Why? My friend means the world to me. I would never forgive myself if something happened to him. So you're looking for the best bodyguards in Zenith? Absolutely. Well, I already have some folks in mind that are more than qualified to do the job. Let's hope my quest writing skills are enough to attract just the right people. Do you write a lot? No. Yes? Sometimes. I love to write stories about cunning and courageous adventurers. Somehow they always manage to get out of the most dreadful situations by cheating death multiple times. But, that's well. Writing doesn't really fit the image of a heroic adventure itself, does it? Why would I dream of other people's journeys if I could just live out the tales myself? You've got a fair point. Also, it's always easier to write about things you've experienced firsthand. Absolutely. Oh, I can't wait to see my friend again and help him out. I'll be more than prepared. Fable also offered to teach me how to use the bow. How could I say no to such an enticing offer, getting taught by the Fable of the Ashen Grove themselves? It's more than I could ever have dreamed of. They also mentioned another friend of theirs, an imposing Vokakan lady named Kaelin. Do you know her by any chance? Oh, Kaelin. Yes, I know her quite well. She's a local legend. She's a regular. A regular? Innkeeper, you are just full of surprises. This tavern is full of hidden treasures. Apparently, Lady Kaelin is bored because her newest protege is on a mission and hasn't returned yet. So she'll be joining my training with Fable. Oh, you're in for a ride. Willing. I nearly can't contain my excitement. But for now, I've got to think of the right words for the job posting. Don't worry about that. Assembling quests for patrons is one of my services. Really? Well, that would be so helpful. I got you. You'll have the perfect crew of bodyguards for your friend assembled in no time. Trust me. Thank you so much. And also, thank you for the drink. Coming here is always a delightful source of inspiration. I'm always happy to help. Until then, Innkeeper. See you next time, adventurer. Thank you for the lurk, Sniper. Hey ya! How's it going? Hello? Come on in. This is a cute little tavern. I'm not gonna lie. Wasn't that convinced from the outside, but the interior is really adorable. I'm glad. Are you accustomed to more opulent exteriors? For sure. I do enjoy the cozy feeling of a simple tavern. You know, it's good being away from the hustle and bustle of the big city sometimes. I get that. Are you new in town? I am! How'd you know? It's been a while since I last saw a phantasm around here, that's all. Just took a guess. Ah, I see. I came in here straight from the capital. Just needed a moment to breathe, you get me? I do. That's why I settled here on the outskirts of Zenith. This town is big enough for me to never run out of work. Small enough to not feel overwhelmed. Exactly. So, you run this business in Keep? Correct. Just me, my familiar, and this tavern. Oh, and all the regulars that come here, of course. Of course. And with whom do I have the pleasure today? Perhaps one of my next regulars? Who knows? Maybe. The name's Voyage, but you may call me Voy. All right, Voy. Got it. What can I do for you today? I mean, a drink would be the way to go, I suppose. Wait, don't tell me you haven't heard of me. Not yet, I'm afraid. I suppose I should have? I'm the Void, the famous bard. Ring any bells? No. I guess you have to get to know me then. And what better way to do that than with a fine drink made by the finest innkeeper? You're a real sweet talker, aren't you? I guess I am. Is there something specific you would like? No. Surprise me with something that will make me even more irresistible. Like a real Prince Charming. Real Prince Charming, alright. Well, let's do the 1,000 Winds. It's either the 1,000 Winds, a Sunny Breeze, or a Spoken Heart. But I think he's a 1,000 Winds kind of guy. We'll do this one. Boink. Voy is a vibe. A whole vibe. May this drink give you an untwistable silver tongue. Oh. This is good. Nearly as good as my musical talent. I have a feeling this drink might influence your next performance. Will it boost my charisma even further? You'll have to wait and see. Let's just say you might want to come back afterwards to get another drink. Oh, now you're teasing me. How about you tell me more about you now? Didn't you want me to get to know you better? Hold on tight to your counter, innkeeper, because I'm about to knock your socks off. Bring it on. So, right in front of you is the one and only Voy. Traveler of lands, sealer of hearts, and the most famous bard in all of the Fasoa. Not only because of his immaculate talent, but also because of his good looks, I might add. I'm fairly impressed. Of course you are. Might ask for an autograph later then. But what brings you here, Voy? As I said, I needed a breath of fresh air. A short break from the big city. Is it hard being famous? Not really, no. Maybe a little bit sometimes. But making music and performing is my job. I absolutely love it. So, it's not a big deal, really. It just makes me cherish the quieter moments. Makes sense to me. Would it be cool if I kept you in your little familiar company for a bit? Absolutely. Make yourself at home. Nice. Did this game finally release? It releases on the 20th. The 20th, so whatever time zone that is for you. Well, this looks familiar. Hello there, traveler. What can I get you? Usually it's my role to ask that, but given the circumstances, I'll humor you. Well, this is my tavern, and it has come a long way. Love the color of the walls. A new coat. It's been a few good years since my last renovation. But, yes, I thought it was time to accept some change into my life. Is this you? This is me. This is me. Thought so. What is life if not the constant changing of self? I missed your endless wisdom, Quincy. I can only imagine, innkeeper. You look like you might be in need of refreshment. How about a drink? They even got the hands and the tats right. The artist did such a good job. They did such a wonderful job. I'm so honored. So honored. Yeah. Long journey. Surprise me with something as charismatic as your little establishment. Oh boy, we're gonna be feeding ourselves. Honestly, I think the one that I would probably want to try, or that Quincy would definitely want to try, would probably be the Sunny Breeze, not gonna lie. Either the Sunny Breeze or the Twisted Winds. But I love the look of the Sunny Breeze because it has that golden feather in it. So, you know, maybe a little, like a little griffin kind of thing. We will see. Let's go ahead and put in, let's see, is there an infusion we could drop in here? Not in particular, it seems. Well, we could do this one. We could put in some of the Fey crystals. That would work. One of this, and then fill it up with charisma. Quincyception. Quinception. Do we still have citrine? We do, but the citrine is more of like a attack and defense infusion. So this fake crystal still kind of works, I think, for what we're trying to do. Here you go. Liquid charisma, my specialty. This tastes magical. Seems like you've improved a good deal since last time. Practice makes perfect, after all. Indeed. So, what brings you to this corner of the worlds? Ah, I'm looking for the feathers of a peculiar little bird. It's said to only reside in this neighborhood, or continent, rather. What bird? A golden loon. I didn't mean to eavesdrop, but the golden loon? They're quite beautiful to behold. If I were you, I'd look for them near a big lake. That's where they usually hang out. But only in Fasoa. Hence why I came all this way. A plumage of gold, glistening in lights of day, travelers bold. That would be a very poetic way to greet them. Tell that to the stupid Song of Vigor Guild. They didn't like it. Nah. They didn't like anything that isn't mainstream. They don't like anything that isn't mainstream. Like subtext. But isn't that what lyrical works are all about? Pouring your heart and soul into something for others to take in. And only if you push away the layers and read between the lines, you'll find the true meaning. Exactly my thinking. It's just that now I'm afraid that they'd laugh at me. Or remember me as the bard without a heart. Or because they don't understand. You know, there's nothing wrong with being afraid. Fear can sometimes keep us safe from danger. But something to keep in mind is that fear does not stop death. It stops life. You enjoy your art? Yeah, I want others to enjoy it too. I, for one, greatly enjoyed your Golden Loon haiku. Me too. Oh, Innkeeper, thank you. You shouldn't base your value on whether people like you, what you create or not. There'll always be those who don't get it, and those who find themselves in it. Do it for the people who appreciate your art, but most importantly, do it for yourself. That's one way to look at it. You know, I imagined all this so differently. Way easier for sure. Moving from Chigara, the smallest of towns, to the big city, I always dreamt of joining the SOV guild. And then they promptly rejected me. But I'm Voyage. Don't give up because of things like that. I don't need a guild to get out there and share my music. All I need is me and my hagam. That's right. I've seen many people spend too much time giving attention to those who will never understand them. My 2 cents? Live for what you believe in, and allow others to make their own decisions. That's what I'm doing. Good. But, unfortunately, I have to leave now. Gotta find those loons before it gets dark. It was nice having you around, Quincy. Until next time. And don't forget, take care of yourself, innkeeper. Be safe out there, Voyage. You too. Nice guy. Yes. He's an old friend. Didn't know you do friends. Perhaps we could be friends too, innkeeper. Not yet. Oh. Maybe one day. Hi, Lady Celine. Welcome and good to see you. Welcome back. Quick, Inky, your strongest drink. This is an emergency. What happened? It's absolutely urgent. Relationships are on the line. Not lives? Listen, Inky, I'll tell you the story, don't worry. But you gotta be a little patient because Buyer really needs a drink first. Yes. Please. What do you need? Same as last time? Oh, that one was really delicious. I'd love to taste it again. Please? Got it. I'll get you something that'll make you feel as agile as a spider again. Jay, again, thank you for the 12 months. I appreciate the resub. This game is good. Even, honestly, truly, even if, you know, Quincy wasn't in this, I'd still think that this is a game that you guys should definitely look into getting. The artwork is great. The character designs are so good. It's such a great little game. Again, this is the last day that we're going to be doing in this run-through today. We'll be continuing tomorrow, for sure. But we will be doing a giveaway for one more code today. And we'll be saving the rest of the codes for tomorrow. So. What happened since the meteor fell? A lot, really. I don't want to spoil it all right now, so you'd have to go back in the VOD and check it out. There you go. The strongest drink to the rescue. Thank you. This is... Ooh. Good. Oh, thank the dragons. That pause made me so nervous. I really thought he would mess it up. Thanks for having so much faith in me, Una. You're welcome. But, Baya, are you feeling better now? Yes. At least a little bit. Oh, that's good to hear. Please fill me in on the situation now. I've never seen you this upset, Baya. And you have to endure the Bloom Tide Festival every year. Oh, right. So, I have this group of friends. They're girlfriends. We three have been inseparable for at least a few centuries. But now... Oh... Very insensitive to ask an emotionally vulnerable and sweet girl what's troubling her, innkeeper. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to be rude. It's okay. How about I tell him what's going on, Baya? So you don't have to strain yourself. Thank you. Alright. Sweet Baya over here has had a long-lasting group of friends, right? Right. They're a trio. Inseparable for at least a few hundred years.
An adorable trio, my ad. Swamp Monster, the Banshee, and the Mary Morgan.
Yes, the Mary Morgan, the wrathful spirit that is known to drown men. I've heard she doesn't really differentiate between genders, though.
Yep, that's right. Anyway, they're Mary Morgan and the Banshee are a couple.
So I figured.
I've been for a while.
I recall them coming by once or twice.
But right now, should I put it, they're in a domestic dispute. For some reason, the two have completely stopped talking to each other. They even refuse to show up to buyers' monthly tea parties, insisting they'll only come if the other isn't invited.
Why? I don't know. It's like they don't like each other anymore. Soon they won't like me anymore either. Welcome, Lynn Lilick. Good to see you. Welcome in.
Oh, that does smell like a breakup.
Now let's not catastrophize. I don't want my friend group to fall apart. People have always left me because I scare them. I don't want them to leave too.
No, I'm sure they won't. Say something, innkeeper.
Don't worry, Baya. They've been together for so long that they must have already solved numerous arguments. They'll get through this one too.
He's right. They've been through worse.
But what if he's wrong? What if they do break up? Oh, what if they really leave me? I just wish I was there. I wish there was something I could do to help them. If I might add my 2 cents in real quick. Hi, I'm Voy, short for Voyage. You might have heard of me before. I'm pretty famous. No.
Doesn't ring any bells, sorry.
Anyway, so, Baya, that's your name, right? Mm-hmm. Move my face over here. Mm-hmm. What's keeping you from getting to know other people? Like, you seem really chill. Well, usually everyone's afraid of me. But the innkeeper has always been nice to me. I trust them. And I've known Una for a while now. Didn't she pick endangered flowers from your backyard last time you met? Yes. The bouquet was really cute.
I know, right? You meet a lot of people when you travel across the lands looking for potential clients and work. And honestly, I've seen stranger creatures than her in my years as an adventurer.
Welcome in, Renegade. Good to see you. I hope you're well too.
Fire's also really cute under all that moss and kelp.
Oh. Shush. I mean, you might look a little terrifying, that's true. But maybe you just have to figure out how to get through to people. I'm sure they'd want to be your friends. I don't know about that. Usually they try to burn me. Luckily, I don't scar easily. Ooh, what a nice metaphor. Might have to use that in a new song if you don't mind. People hurting you over and over again just because they're afraid. Exes leaving you, but you always manage to get over them. It's not a metaphor. Once every few moons, people surround me with torches and pitchforks. Oh. Well, ooh. That's unfortunate.
You don't say, kid.
But honestly, I know how you feel. Sometimes facing people is terrifying when you feel so different. But there's always something to love about everyone, like my handsome smile or enchanting voice. Maybe people would enjoy my spa. You run a spa? That's fantastic. Mm-hmm. Yes. You should come and visit sometime. Voy, that's short for voyage. Just Voy is fine. Do you want to come to Una?
I'd love to, yes. There's nothing more soothing for old bones than a nice swamp bath.
Do you get a lot of customers? No. None. Maybe I can change that. Let me advertise your spa at my next performance. I would love that. Thank you. No worries, buyer. Let's get back to your girlfriends. Inky, you know someone that could help them out? The situation's kind of tricky. They might need a mediator. I can absolutely hang up a quest for you if you want. That would be great. Thank you so much. Of course. Making my patrons happy is part of my job. Now who's the sweet talker, huh? But now I have to wait, right? Yes, unfortunately. How about you show us around your spa in the meantime? It would be my pleasure. And once we're back, there'll be a solution for your two friends. No pressure. There's a millennium-long relationship on the line. Remember that. Absolutely no pressure. I'll see what I can do. Thank you. See you then, Imkeep. Yeah, see ya. Oh, but I can't wait to see how smooth my skin is after a mud mask. You think I can take my crochet hook with me? Isn't it great, Luna? This is such a great little game. Really like this. All right. Boom, boom, boom. Oop. Over here. Fatal Company. Political tension ensued when the canal bridge connecting Diria to the mainland collapsed, especially because spinal rhinos can't exactly be held responsible. The ambassador tasked with solving this mess is a young noble, and his worried best friend insists he is still in dire need of a new personal guard, especially since the roads are unsafe for travelers lately. Those travelers are cattle anyway. So there's one quest. Next quest. The Lagoon of Tranquility. The Mary Morgan, known for her passion for drowning trespassers, and the Banshee, singer of bone-shattering songs in the lonesome lagoon, are two terrifying creatures. In love. But, because of a mysterious dispute, their relationship is on the line, and their best friend, the Swamp Witch Baya, would do anything to keep her friend group from shattering. Couples counselor sorely needed. Thank you, Jeffrey. It's very kind of you to say. The only thing I'm going to miss in the actual game is Quincy himself voicing all the characters. I'm glad you're enjoying it. I'm glad you're enjoying it.